Guys, I'm going to be honest, I'm super disappointed in Gen Z. You know, their political awareness, how they go about protests, you know, them just being emotionally sucked into corporations that want to fearmonger, them just being out on the streets thinking that they are doing the right thing, but really they're just causing problems. They have no clue and they don't understand the bigger picture on what's going on. We're going to be watching a clip shortly of some brats, some leftist entitled brats that are going to be pouring crumble and custard on the crown jewels. And their reasoning is that the rich are getting richer whilst British poor people, well, it's not British, but it just said poor people are sleeping on the streets. And this is what I'm saying about your awareness, your political awareness, because you don't even understand what's going on. Why are you angry at the rich? You know, the rich are already taxed quite high in the United Kingdom, hence why a lot of them are moving out to Dubai, to America. You know, they're moving to other nations if you just read, but they don't read, they're just emotionally charged. So this is why they just behave so erratic. And again, if you were really concerned with poor people sleeping on the streets, then why wouldn't you write a letter? Why wouldn't you rage online to Keir Starmer, who is housing illegals at the expense of the taxpayer, totaling to billions annually and millions every single day? You'd be angry at Keir Starmer. Why are you housing illegals when we have people on the streets, poor, cold, without food in their stomach? Like, what's going on there? You'd be angry at Keir Starmer because the money is there, the financial resource is there to look after people. He just doesn't want to look after the British people and would rather spend the money on illegals coming in, even though the illegals are causing havoc on people. He'll rather spend the money housing them. And, you know, the Home Secretary will rather go to court and win against the British public to ensure that the asylum seeker hotel stays open. So this is what I'm saying. They just don't know what they're fighting against. They feel like they're fighting against this fascist regime. You know, they just have this thing in their head, but they're really just useful idiots. And, you know, there's probably someone behind them that's paying, you know, that's paying for this kind of destruction in society, and they're just, you know, tools for the billionaires and the millionaires. So, and they don't even know it. You know, they feel like, oh, I'm doing something good. And the crazy thing is, I was going on the comment section. The organization is called Take Back Power. I was going on the comment section and I thought I would see like some sensible reasoning with people saying, you know what, this is not the way to do it. This is silly. You know, she's a silly young girl. She doesn't understand what's going on. Some said that, like 25%, and the rest were saying, we support you. Yes, it's a good thing you've done this. Amazing. When you're coming out again, you're my hero. And I'm thinking, what? I'm thinking Gen Z, I'm very disappointed in Gen Z, honestly. Like, they are so naive and they just don't get it. Most of Gen Z are liberal. Most of Gen Z got Zoran Mamdani elected in New York. Most of Gen Z are getting Sadiq Khan elected in London. And all of these Muslim mayors around the United Kingdom can count on woke Gen Zers to vote them into power. You know, because, you know, these woke Gen Zers want to be fighting the system somehow. And yeah, they're just a pain, honestly. And, you know, I don't even want to talk about, you know, how they are a pain when it comes to this pro-Palestine and, oh my gosh, and Just Stop Oil and, oh, it just goes on and on and on. But anyway, guys, let's get straight into the video.
Homeless people dying on our streets. This is the most dangerous time of the year for them. And we have the rich hoarding wealth. This is disgusting. Sign up for action with us at takebackpower.net.
Hi, my name is Zara, I'm 19 and I'm a student. Today I took action with Take Back Power. Our country is quite literally crumbling right before our eyes. We are seeing homeless people dying on the very same streets that King Charles passed on his way to this coronation. It's time for the rich to pay their fair share. We demand an emergency house for the people so ordinary people can have a say on our futures. It's time to tax the rich and fix Britain. Join us at takebackpower.net.
As of 2024, roughly 2 million children live in deep material poverty. That's 1 in 7 children are lacking basics such as food, heating, clothing, and adequate housing. And then we have 5 of the UK's richest families are said to have been wealthier than the poorest 20 to 25% of our population combined. My name is Isabel and I'm an activist. I support Take Back Power and their campaign to address the wealth inequality. The super rich are pocketing billions while the poorest struggle to survive. How is anything going to change if our government is in the pockets of those billionaires? They will always have the billionaires' interests over ours. Take Back Power are demanding a house of the people. It's simple. Everyone wants to tax the rich, but the government aren't doing it. Please support the campaign, and if you can donate, today is the last day where donations will be doubled.
It's a cold night set in nothing beats an apple crumble and custard.
The first girl that spoke, her name is Zara, and she said that, you know, the UK need housing units for people that are on the street and they are having a rough night's sleep, you know, people that are homeless. But the houses are there, the properties are there, they're just being occupied by illegals. Like I said previously, illegals are occupying it. This is why people are protesting against asylum seeker hotels. So, man, but if you were to show a clip of people protesting against asylum seeker hotels, do you know what she'd say? She'd say that, oh, they're just far right. Oh, they just don't want immigrants here. And she's literally fighting the same cause as them. They're saying we want to house, you know, homeless people, homeless Brits. And she's saying she wants to house homeless Brits. So she's on the same side. But she doesn't even know that. So it's crazy, honestly, it's crazy. And she's trying to go after the rich. Oh, the rich shouldn't have this, shouldn't have that. There's other nations you can go to whereby, you know, you don't need to worry about capitalism, honestly. And I wouldn't even say that the UK is so crazy capitalist, because taxes are very high for everyone in the UK. And that's just facts, honestly. With America, then, okay, cool. But in the UK, man, tax is high for everyone. Hence why, like I said earlier, you know, a lot of corporations and businesses are moving out of the UK because of tax. So yeah, but look, this isn't how to go about getting change. You don't just go around just wrecking society, destroying society. This young generation needs to understand that, you know, there's power in how you vote. You know, there's power in how you deliver your message. There's power in how you communicate with people. You don't communicate with people by wrecking society. You don't communicate with people by being annoying. There's a lot of people who would have been more than happy to hear you out, but you just behaving like a spoiled brat and throwing apple crumble and custard, whereby someone has to now come and clean it up. You know, the people who would have listened to you now don't even want to hear anything you have to say, because they're like, hang on, that's just childish. Like, why would you just come and just do that? And it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. She should target her energy to this Labour government. That's who she should be targeting her energy to ensure that illegals are kicked out of asylum seeker hotels and, you know, poor Brits or homeless Brits can be housed there. So yeah, it's crazy. You know, they've just come from nowhere. You know, I don't know if this is a new organization, but they've literally just come from nowhere. And I think they're going to be like one of them Just Stop Oil companies or organizations. And they feel like to gather as much, you know, traction as possible, they just have to go out and just act crazy and just do some things that will go viral, just so that people can donate and so they can get traffic to their organization. But I can tell you for a fact that this is just not how you deliver a message. People are sick to death of leftist organizations just demanding things outright. They just want to demand everything, these leftist organizations. And people are just tired of it. They don't want to hear it, you know, they don't want to hear really what you have to say. You know, so because you don't understand it, like she said, she's a student that's just 19. You know, she needs to educate herself a little bit more politically, you know, socially, understand what's really going on here, you know, and understand how you're being used, you know, by the establishment. So yeah. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.